Hi guys, welcome back to Hear Our Voices. This is your host K-Did with the raspy voice. My voice has been going in and out for the past couple of months, and it's really sad because all of my jobs that I do, a lot of it is based on talking or giving my opinion. I feel like your opinion is not as strong until your voice is strong, but it's okay. Work with me. If you follow me on other social medias and when I'm talking, you will see that my voice has been like this for a couple of months. But because we had pre-recorded stuff, you can't tell the difference. Right now, we're up to date on all our filming. Recording. So now you can hear my voice. Hopefully you can hear me properly. Hopefully it doesn't affect how you listen to this podcast. As you can see from the title, this podcast is about resources. This week, sadly, we don't have a person with lived experience. It's always good to hear people's stories and really get to relate to people who was or is, in the shelter system as a family. Because you feel like when you hear the stories, you're not alone. Even though you're surrounded by so many people in the shelter, but you just stay to yourself, hearing people's stories, it kind of gives you some reassurance that you're not alone, kind of thing. It does to me anyway, and I like to hear people's stories and how they got out of it and the craziness that could happen. Obviously it happened. Like, it's unbelievable that things are happening and you know that it can happen, but until you just hear it out of somebody's mouth that their experience is what they experience, you just never get it. So we're gonna get some things into the way. So if you don't know, this podcast is actually sponsored by FHC, Family Homeless Coalition. And they're people who gave me the opportunity to do a podcast and help me get the resources and help me get people's stories out there. There are people who are kind of behind it. It's my idea, but there are people who are for this podcast, right? And we have a group that works behind the scenes with me. You might hear my voice. It doesn't sound like myself as normal. But you'll hear my voice, but I do have a wonderful team that helps me with a lot of things with the podcast to make sure it gets where it needs to go. We have a panel coming up with one of our fellows, and soon a person we're going to be interviewing soon named Lourdes, and she'll be on our panel that we have coming up on August 11th from 11 to 12:30 p.m. So it's 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. We will have more information down below in the description. A lot of the things that I'm going to be talking about will be in the description down below. But if you want to hear the more information other than just what a title is and a link is, you want me to explain things, this will be the podcast, and to understand everything for you will be in here. So as I said before, as you can see from the title, these are resources that you might think will be useful, and I hope if you don't use it for yourself, you can pass it on to other people, send them this podcast. You can also find us on YouTube at Hear Our Voices. You can find us on Facebook at Hear Our Voices, Twitter. Everything's going to be linked down below in the link tree, so you can definitely get that information. Don't make anybody make you feel that if you go to a shelter, it's not okay. Don't make anybody make you feel that because you've been to a shelter, that something is wrong with you. People could go homeless anytime. Like, seriously. You could be rich one day, if it depends on how you spend your money or circumstances happen, it could all be taken away. If you don't have family and friends to go to, you could end up in a shelter. And if you're a person who's in somebody's house and it's not technically your residence, you're technically, like, homeless. You just don't want to be called it because you have in somebody's house that you are in. But that's like couch surfing. It's still considered homelessness. A lot of people don't consider it that way, but it is. But anyway, let's get on. So we have different categories, different things. So the first thing, I believe we talked about it on the podcast already. I don't remember. I do so many things, social media things. So if you don't know about Housing Connect is basically the lottery. And we're going to have a search the lottery link down below also. They used to have the regular Housing Connect, but they now have Housing Connect 2. So if you used to be on Housing Connect before, it's like, I'm not getting no answers. Because they made a new website, I think I want to say in 2020 or 2021. For the new Housing Connect, and basically you go on there, you make a profile, you put your parameters, and you put how much money you make, you put if you get public assistance, if you get certain money coming in, and what job you have or whatever like that. We basically want to know how much you make and if you can afford this apartment kind of thing. Then you apply to different apartments, so you have to apply to each one separately. They don't apply it based on like looking for people. You have to apply to each one. They're always putting up things constantly on there. So all you got to do is look it up. After you look it up, you apply to it, and then they'll call you if you end up getting picked for the lottery. So, yes. So another thing I wish I knew about when I was in shelter, but maybe they didn't have it, then I'm not sure. I don't know if it's a new program or what, but it's furniture. I went to different places for furniture. At the time I did CAMBA and Catholic Charities. We did talk about those things in a different podcast before, but those programs do a lot of different things to help out the community. But this is a new program that I've heard about in the recent week or so. The Ashley Furniture Program, provides children with a twin-size mattress and bed frame, bedding, and pillow. So it's for children. Some other programs serve for everybody, no matter who's in your family, but this one's for children. I think it's very cool that Ashley's Furniture has a program like this. When I first moved into my apartment, I don't know if I told this before on the podcast, but me and my daughter was sleeping on the floor. They were supposed to send us out of a shelter with a blow-up bed, and then my housing specialist asked me, did I leave with a blow-up bed? And I was like, no, we're sleeping on the floor right now. And he literally came to my apartment and he gave me the 2 blow-up beds that they're supposed to give me. But, you never know. Sometimes you leave and you have nothing. Luckily I had sheets, so yeah. And they have this other one called Find a Furniture Bank. I would assume click on a link that will be providing for you downstairs, and you can find a place to give out furniture and things like that, be able to help you and your family. But that one is open to all people. This could be if you're in shelter or out of shelter kind of thing. It's for mental health. And Talk It Out Mental Health Counseling, PLLC. And you can go there and be able to get help. It's going to be an email address. This is what it looks like. And it'll be giving you, you send your information in, and they'll be able to set you up on how the system go and do their intake. Because all these things, you got to do 1,000,001 intake. But when you finally get the process, it's worth it because your mental health does matter. Sorry, because I'm having problems talking. It's very difficult to pronounce certain words, so I'm trying to do as the best as I can with my diction. Hopefully it doesn't annoy you too much, but I do want to get the resources out there for people who really need it. There's so many things out there and people don't know it's even available. So if we can give you the information to help you out, that would be amazing. And I wish I had some of these resources. So the next one is, for the topic we have, is domestic violence. We did a podcast recently, probably a couple of weeks ago. Time goes very different, especially in this Rona thing. And Shandy, she was in a domestic violence, situation, and this program would have been great for her. It's with New Destiny. It's a nonprofit organization that provides housing and services to victims of domestic violence and their children, as well as domestic violence survivors. New Destiny's Housing Resource Center. I could definitely say I've never been to a domestic violent situation, but I know people who have and who has done this program and came out very successful. So I think this is a very good resource to have. I'm telling you right now, a lot of these governmental things or just nonprofit organizations, they're overworked, underpaid, and they're stressed. These programs sometimes take a while to get through and a while to be successful in it, but if you just hang on in there, you'll definitely get needed results. So the one we have next is Family Justice Center. Provide free services and confidential services by phone and in person for victims and survivors of domestic and gender-based violence. They have different locations and they have phone numbers, and that will also be down below. I think that's kind of self-explanatory. Safe Horizons is the next one. I know they do a lot with domestic violence too, but they do other things that I didn't realize, to be honest. It's a nonprofit providing assistance, advocacy, and support to victims who have experienced domestic violence, child abuse, sexual assault, youth homelessness, and other crimes. Crime Victims Hotline. And the number is, actually give a number for this, 1-866-689-HELP. Safe Chat offers information, advocacy, and support. And it's www.safehorizon.org/safechat. So SAFEHORIZON.org/SAFECHAT/. And they have other resources on there for abuse also. The next one is Homelessness Prevention, Housing Services, Legal Services, Help USA. We will be giving you a link down below. Also, we should be giving some of these things out on a website soon, so we'll give out like more information for you guys. The phone number for it is 212-779-3350. Another phone number that they have is 718-922-7980. The next couple of one is kind of the same kind of thing, but it depending on where you are. Catholic Charities, I know they have one in Brooklyn. The numbers is 888-744-7900. Especially with Corona, even before that, they was kind of understaffed and things like that on these programs. But when you finally got, I could say I've gotten programs in them before Corona. I don't know how they are now, but times is hard. But if you really need the help, just hang on in there, keep calling, go up there if you have to get the help that you need. They also have Riseboro housing, mainly in Brooklyn communities. The number is 718-366-3800. If you have not listened to my other podcasts about some of these organizations, they do a lot of different things. They help you with, I want to say, FEPS. I always forget FEPS and city FEPS, but they help you with those things. HRA, furniture allowances. They give you furniture. I know Catholic Charities for a fact give you furniture. I've got furniture, money from them. And they help you with a lot of different resources there. They give out food. I want to say on Thursdays. They might have changed it, but you can call and see, or even go up there. I know they one in Brooklyn. They can go up there and ask them for different information. With Corona is much different, but that's some of the resources they can give you. They give out a lot of much more stuff. I know they was doing stuff for jobs and stuff like that, but things, a lot of things have changed. Hotline for rental assistance. The number is 718-547-2800. And the email for that, and it's all in the Riseboro, is ERAP, ERAP at Riseboro, RISEBORO.org. So I'll spell it again, ERAP at RISEBORO.org. If you have listened to, I feel like I've done a podcast about the ERAP program, but I've also done a YouTube video about it. So if you want to hear more information about that, you can on my YouTube channel, Kayda Davis. I'm Kayda Davis on every platform, Twitter, Instagram. Also, if you want to follow me and talk to me personally about anything, and if you feel like you need a friend to talk to, I'm definitely there. I'm not licensed or anything, but I can listen and give you resources and give you a point of where I used to be in and things like that. So I'm gonna just give you a few more, and then when we get the a bigger resource sheet, we might either do another one of these if you like these, or we might put out different information here and there on Twitter. Also, if you want to get more information, like up-to-date stuff all the time, if we have like job fairs for people or different things, or stuff for mommies and or dads who need like certain things, we do try to update things on Twitter, because we know people can see it there faster more than listening to a podcast. The next and last thing that we do have is Coalition for the Homeless, advocacy and direct services organization helping homeless individuals in New York. So as you can see, it says helping individuals. So it's not only families, anybody can get this help. Some of these things that I listed off is not just for families. It's for anybody who needs help and who needs the information. I'm going to give out one more thing for CAMBA. It says CAMBA Emergency Food and Shelter Program, 20 Snyder Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11226. The phone number is 718-287-0010. They also have other things for CAMBA. The website is CAMBA.org/programs with the S / if you want to go on the website. Contact by email if you want to go on that. Also, is CAMBAHomebase at CAMBA.org. So CAMBAHOMEBASE at CAMBA.org. We'll call the following Brooklyn, Staten Island locations for home-based remote assistance. There are no walk-in appointments apparently, probably because of Rona. So you can call this one. I mean, you go to this is the address, 1117 Eastern Parkway. The number is 718-622-7323. I've been to that one actually, and I've gotten help from there before Corona though. The next one has been a 1958 Fulton Street. The number is 718-408-5756. And also these places are happy with taxes, which I've gotten taxes help from them also. The Church Avenue one, which I've also been to, 2244 Church Avenue. This phone number is 718-408-5766. I've done a lot of these things. Like I've gotten, I haven't got a job from them. I know people who have gotten jobs from it, but I don't know. But they do a lot of services, and I've gotten a lot of things from them. So the other one is 209 Bay Street, 718-226-0496. And the next one is 120 Stuyvesant Place. Sorry. And the number is 718-282-6473. As you can see, I don't really edit on here. And you're going to take me how I come, because I will take you as you come and not, feel any way about it. I want to give this one too. I know I keep saying this is going to be the last one. It's going to be the last one. And end up not being the last one. But it's okay. This is the Advocates for Children. I want to get something like more things for children. Serves children and youth ages 0 to 26, which 26 is a big number, but I don't care. They're helping, and that's what matters. Who lives in the 5 boroughs of New York City and are struggling in school or experiencing discrimination in school or early learning programs. If you'd like to speak with an education specialist, call AFC Hotline between 12 a.m. and 4, Monday to Thursday. The number is 866-427-6033, or send a message on their website, and the link would be down below. There was another thing was students in temporary housing tip sheet. They have one in English and one in Spanish. So we have a lot of different things here. I want to be all-inclusive. Obviously, I'm going to do one more. Coalition for Hispanic Family Services, Preventive Family Support Services, and we will be giving you the person's email. You can get FVILLA@HISPANICEFAMILYSESNY.org. If I'm speaking these too fast, I hope it doesn't. I do speak kind of fast sometimes, but I feel like I do better on the podcast. If you think it's too fast, just go. There's a way you can slow down the talking. Thank you for coming onto this podcast. Follow us. If you're just listening to it for the first time, please follow us on different social media platforms. If you're on Spotify or Apple or wherever you're listening to, please be a follower and just listen to us and check us out. We do a lot of things to help our families and communities. We do this because we love doing this and because we feel like we should be helping others. So thank you so much. Thank you for listening. Bye.